Hello and welcome back to everyone here today, and today we're at the Hungaroring here today. Keeps saying today, but yeah, we're doing some sunset racing here. Game time says 7 o'clock PM. Here we've got a 10-minute race. We're in the Ferrari 296 GT3. We're starting second place on the grid here. All we've got ahead of us is Dries van Thur, so hopefully we can get by him here at the Hungaroring. But yeah, sunset racing. Hopefully it's going to be a fun one here. And also a nice looking one. Track temp looks a lovely, lovely 27 degrees Celsius. Probably a bit cold, but never mind. Here we are in the number 94 Sky Tempesta Racing here car today. The Ferrari 296 GT3 driven by Chris Froggatt, I believe his name is. I've probably got that completely wrong, but never mind. Here in the Hungaroring. But yeah, let's get on with it. So here we are, as you can see, second place on the grid. Lovely stuff here. 7 o'clock Hungaroring game time here in the Hungaroring. And we are ready to go here. All we got ahead is a Dries van Thur here, and that is all we need to get by here today. So yeah, let's get on with it and see what will go on. And on the grid now here today in the Hungaroring, we actually set off fairly quickly. Here, cars all ready to go. We got a Lambo behind us there. Couple of cars. We're just going to run the aggressive setup with a bit more of a friendly traction control at the start, just to allow the tyres to get warmed up, I'd say. Here as we come round to the start line here in the Hungaroring. Green flag in the air, and it's not the greatest of starts. It's a bit even between me and Dries van Thur, although he has got the inside line. Into turn number 1 we go. Now here we're going to try and get a switch back on him, but no, Lambo is going to get in the way there. The GFG Grasser Racing team, I believe, is the name of that team. I've probably also got that completely wrong, or butchered the pronunciation of that now here. Round we come now to a very fast corner. We got now here, flat out down here, and there's a very quick kind of flick kind of corner that is very easy to get wrong, especially in dirty air. We get it right. We'll have a bit of a wobble now here round after the hairpin and the chicane now here in the Hungaroring. The F1, not the greatest round here until Oscar Piastri did some things and Charles Leclerc did some things. However, the GT racing, I believe, can be an absolute treat round here. It's a very fun track for GT3 racing. All around we come now here, a bit of another many monstrous wobbles out of corners and into corners as well. Here the curb noise not doing very good there. As we come now here down towards the final corners now here in the Hungaroring, I'm going to take it a bit more aggressively. There's the sun, first of all, and that's the thing. Now round the final corners we will come now here, the final kind of 2 long 180 degree corners. Out and in, out and in we will go. We'll try carry the speed, get the throttle on early out this final corner without sliding the rear tyres up any more than they already are. Not the greatest of starts, down to third. We got done by a Lamborghini on the start there, however, we'll try to come back from that now here. Brutal curbs this is, very loud ones as well. There's a nasty bump as well in one of the corners coming up as well. I keep saying as well, I keep repeating my words, which isn't the greatest of things to do. And we wobble our way out of there and into the flick we come now here. We've got a Ford Mustang up our chuff. We don't want to bother him, or we don't want to get him into bother with us. There's we go. A bit track limitsy there with that. Now out the corner we come into the chicane now here. Let's try and take the curbs a bit more aggressively. Ferrari not known for its curb ability, however, we did take it a bit more aggressively there as we take a very wider line there. I'm going to turn the traction control up. It's not seeming to work with that one. And one around once again we come. Still trying to keep up with this Lambo here. Try to follow it round and work with it. Get better traction control, better traction at corners. Hopefully that does what it does best and gets us traction and not just more slidey and restricts us more. It would restrict us more. And around the final corner, we're just going to roll it round, coast it round, half throttle all the way around, and then flat out as quick as we can. Curb, full speed that going once again now here. 146.6, 2/10 off what they were doing, and what they are doing currently. Now here, into turn number 1 we will come now here. Wider line into there, and out of the corner we will come. We're going to get a bit of a wobble in the exit, the aggressive setup, not just seeming to do all that good for wobbles, it seems. Here as they come round the very long corner, I cannot get right ever. We've got a Mustang still looking up our own side. Now here, that's way off track, I must say, there. I guarantee you this will be track limits again. Yep, you can almost tell even before you enter the corner that it's going to be track limits now here. Try to take a much wider line there, not hitting any apexes particularly there. Just trying to get more speed around that long corner. And he's around the chicane. We are always better than the chicane in this latter part of the lap now here. These kind of sections, if we get the traction, that is, of course. Just need to make a bit of sense with this car, learn the car and get it to work exactly how we want it to work. That is the whole goal. Take a wider line on the exit there, and round the final corner we will come. Light tap on the brake, early in the power, early on the power, early in the power, early in the power. Don't slide the car like a muppet. We did there, just round the final corner, not quite doing what we need to do. There, sitting about same time as 6th place now here. Here comes the Mustang down the into turn number 1 now here. He's gone up our inside there, but we're going to hold it around the outside. Now here, squeeze him. He's on the racing line and he's got clear. We're going to absolutely launch it into the next corner. Keep it contact free. There you go. Back off there. Mustang's going to bump and get a bit compromised off the bump there. We're going to get alongside him into the flick corner now. No need to force anyone off track limits there. The Mustang's going to have to back off there. Massive bump there he takes, and he bounces his way out the exit of that corner. We have lost a lot of time to the Lamborghini. In fact, he's doubled the gap to us. However, we are in the middle of a massive scrap now here, and we've cut the chicane. Not very good there. Apparently we didn't gain any time doing that somehow. Just completely outbraked ourselves there in the heat of pressure and battle and etc, etc and etc. Times about 1 million probably. The amount of excuses I can come up with there for that, as we come now down towards the final end of the lap now here. All we need to do is get someone going. Try first gear. Lower traction control maybe. At the final corner, we do get traction that time. Albeit maybe a bit too late, the Mustang, I believe, could come back there. The phones just went mad. They are not for a notification or anything, I don't believe. Now here, big wobble under braking there. Park at the apex. Not let the Mustang get the exit that it wants. A big wobble once again. Coast it round there, let the Mustang do its own thing, let it ruin its own lap. And try come back now. He's got a great run out of that corner there, but once again I believe he's had a massive bounce there. He's nearly around as it looked like in my mirror. Not good from, and that's track limits warning number 1. We get 3 warnings in it, so we've got 2 more to use in the remaining lap we will have left. Now here as we come on to The final lap of the race approaching on now. Here the number 32 WRT machine, Dries van Theur, seems to have this one in the bag now here. Couldn't get any form of great speed out that corner now here as we come round, using first gear, change into second early, get the power on early there, and we've actually gained time there. The Bimmer ahead, setting 1:45s ahead of us. Now here the Ferrari maybe comes alive a bit too late. Now we've actually split Caldarelli's gap to us in about 6/10 there. However, we massively cock up that corner, and down towards now he's got it back to normal once again. Gonna go flat out, gaining time on him, and we're not going to be able to catch up to him. However, we will have a bit of closing time to him, down to 2.5 seconds. This is where we really start to shine now here. If the thing didn't wobble so much over the car, maybe a bit too aggressive there. The sausage car on the inside catching us out there, launching us up in the air. There's some more massive wobbles, which hasn't helped one bit to our cause. No. Well, there was a race of rather peacefulness there. The Mustang giving us a run for our money for not long, but enough time to maybe consider it to be a threat to us. It did have battle and got ahead of us for a bit, but we come round the final corner. We're going to lose positions that time to where we started, and we come across the line. A bad lap time there. Dries van Theur, fastest lap there. Third place for us. We're on the podium, so it's not all bad. However, it was probably worse than we probably could have done. Well, that was that there. I do hope you enjoyed that one there. Only third place for us in the sunset conditions of the Hungaroring. It did look very nice indeed there. However, couldn't make anything of it in the Ferrari. So yeah, we will see you next time here. Make sure to like and subscribe for more GT Rally and Rallycross stuff here today. For more of that there. Hope you enjoyed that one there. And I guess the only thing left to say is goodbye.